everyone, and thank you for joining in today. This is Joey Bugeaud, Vedic astrologer, and I'm so excited to have a special guest on my show. Before we get started, though, I'd like to preface, if you'll indulge me, with just a brief anecdote. Years ago, it was about a little over 20 years ago, I went for a consultation with a Vedic astrologer and a Hasta Jyotish, Indian palmistry. I was getting married at the time. I was in my corporate job and everything was going well. And I met this man and he was a very interesting character. Like I could tell meeting him, this guy had something special going on. And he looked at me and he told me everything that was going down. And he asked me, "What are you doing with your career?" And I said, "I'm in the business world. I'm climbing the corporate ladder." And he shook his head. He went, No, this is wrong. You need to become a spiritual scientist." And I kind of shrugged it off. I didn't really know what to think about that. Being in my early 20s, I kind of left it. And lo and behold, 20 years later, here we are. And I'm so happy today to welcome one of his foremost students, and Guylaine Vallée, welcome and thank you for coming on my channel today.
Thank you, Joey. I'm so happy and blessed to be here with you. Yeah, this is very special.
So Guylaine has been practicing Vedic astrology now, as I understand, for Vedic astrology and Hasta Jyotish now for almost, as of today, 36 years.
Yeah, today's an anniversary, my anniversary of being with the Birla Center, 36 years, yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you, it is a birthday.
And she works at the Birla Vedic Center in Chénéville in Quebec, which is a little gem. Not, some people, the people who know, but a lot of people don't know this little gem that's, sort of located a few hours outside of Montreal. Mm-hmm. And they do a lot of education in Vedic Palmistry and also in Jyotish and, meditation. And it's just, from the photos, I have not been myself yet. Maybe post-COVID, we're going to change that. But it just looks like a delightful place. And she's been working there. She's been doing consultations with people. You can actually subscribe to their Facebook page. And Guylaine does all of the astrological transit updates, which, I've been watching and I find very, very informational and educational. So Guylaine, and also she wrote a beautiful autobiographical book called The Happy Palmist in English, which I definitely recommend you pick up. So I want to talk, Guylaine, now that I have you, a little bit more about your journey. And, for the people that have not read your book, maybe we could talk a little bit more about what led you, because you came from a French-Canadian family, born in Ontario, moved to Quebec, and you sort of found yourself there, which is a commonality that you and I have, which, I'm very fascinated by. Mm-hmm. But tell me a little bit more about your background and what led you to the Vedic sciences.
To Vedic Palmistry. Well, it's interesting because when I was maybe 6-7 years old, at school, the teachers, sometimes they ask you, even at that age, "Hey, what do you want to do later when you grow up?" And all my friends, they will say, "Oh, I want to be a doctor, or an astronaut, or I want to be a musician or a surgeon, And when she came to me, the only thing that came to my mind was, I want to be a good person. And then the whole class started to laugh, and the teacher too. She said, "Well, Guylaine, that's not a job." But for me, that's all what it was. I wanted to be a good person. So because I was not really understood, I put that kind of in my back pocket and forgot about it. Not really, because I was not really happy. And then I had a brother who had a big, big depression, and that too kind of played a lot on me. I wanted to understand what's wrong. But then I became sad also. So I guess my search for happiness, my search for something to understand life. I went into communication, then I had a great job. I went to Paris, the city of light, I had a great job, but I was so unhappy. So imagine, so what else you want? So when I came back to Montreal, and I had a good friend, and she told me, "Oh, I met this man." this palmist, and you go, oh, a palmist, oh well, I guess I'm so desperate. I'll go see him. But when she mentioned his name, Ghanshyam Singh Birla, something just clicked in me, and I went, I want to see him. So I came, saw Ghanshyam, and like you, Joey, it's like a life experience. I mean, Ghanshyam, he just described you. He knew everything about me. And I fall off my chair almost, and then the rest is history. I started to take courses and study and learn to be happy. So that book, The Happy Palmist, it's a real responsibility, you know, to find that joy. But that's it for me. Palmistry showed me how to become a good person. So I came back to my real destination, what I really wanted to do. And every day it's a real workout.
Yeah, you're not only guiding other people in their lives to make, you know, informed decisions about their destiny and their karma, but you're also kind of managing that aspect yourself and trying to walk the walk.
Oh yeah, walk the walk, totally.
So, you know, for the viewers that like, I have a lot of people on my channel that, you know, they're interested in Jyotish. They may not know a lot about palmistry, and in particular Vedic palmistry, because these are what we call sister sciences. And I know that the way Ghanshyam practices, and consequently the way he has taught you, is to integrate these together. You're sort of mirroring back and forth. And I'm wondering if you could maybe talk a little bit about how these two sister sciences complement one another when you're seeing a person for the first time, how you can really get an understanding of their karmas and where their life is headed.
Oh yeah, it's so neat. I love that question because they're sister, they're twin actually, and they came from the same sources. So Jyotish, we know it's the light. So through astrology, you know about yourself. And Hasta mean hand. Now the hand, Hasta Jyotish, mean the light through your hand. And what is so neat is that those planets are in the hand. They're the mount we call. They're the foundation. So you want to know how your moon is working in your chart, and you can also see in the hand how that moon is working. And because the line do change, then you have a destiny, then you can change your own destiny. You don't need to suffer the bad effect, let's say. So we always work with both aspects all the time. Like I have this wonderful client, and he had Saturn in Libra exalted in the 8th house. So you go, hey, that man is supposed to know all the treasure, and he loved the ancient science, and well, he should be doing meditation. Just by the way, knowing Ghanshyam, I also met my guru Paramahansa Yogananda, and Sri Yukteswar, his guru, is a great astrologer. So it's all the same. It's like we're all relating. I just love it. And so that client, when I saw his hand, he had no truth line. Like under Saturn, the biggest fingers, you're supposed to have a truth line. That means the line of metaphysical science. You want to know the truth of the universe, and it gives you a great quest for life. And have it. So we work on that with him over the years, and now he's a great teacher, but also he had that quest, and he started to do meditation also, and love life and very deep, profound feeling. As before he lived more like on a superficial way. So these science are connected. We work with both, and even though people don't understand, but they are there. Like the moon is there, Venus, you know, the biggest mount in your hand. And whoa, that's joie de vivre. So, but if your tongue is closed like that, what do you do with it? You close it up, you restrain, you feel like suppressing. But why? That's what I love of palmistry. You want to know, but why? Why are you like this? Why a person, let's say, have a great destiny, but it's stopped at the head? What are you doing? What are you thinking? And then the astrology behind the mount will tell us, they will give us the clue. So it's kind of neat that they both work together.
Okay. It almost seems like, you know, when you're looking at a person's, you know, birth chart, if we're talking about Jataka astrology or birth astrology, you're seeing the karma potential of this lifetime. But then when you're looking at the hand, you're seeing how it's unfolding presently for that individual. Is that not so?
Absolutely, absolutely. And don't forget, we got two hands. So the hand you write with, it's your present, it's your karma, or the future, what you want to plan. But the other hand is your past, where you come from. And with all the habit or all the subconscious idea that is there. So yeah, we have to look at both, absolutely, with the chart all the time. It's so neat, yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks for answering that. I mean, it's something that I've sort of wondered for a while too. And I think it behooves me to start brushing up a little bit on my palmistry skills. You know, before this meeting, I actually dug up my copy. And I actually have here my very first hand.
Oh, is that neat with all his note? Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. It was in March 16th, 2001. So there you go.
Okay, almost your anniversary also.
Oh yeah, it is. It totally is. Isn't that a funny coincidence? Wow. So then let's talk a little bit about these twin sciences, as you call them. You know, because there are, you know, when we're talking specifically about people, say in Canada, like in the West, and there is a lot of perhaps mysticism, or, you know, unclear, you know, when you mention you're a palmist, maybe people have preconceived notions of what an astrologer or a palmist does. You know, some people believe that this is all about you know, fortune telling and doing predictions, and when am I going to get married, when am I going to get this job, when am I going to win the lottery, or, you know, and you know, and consequently there are other people who absolutely know nothing about these sciences whatsoever, and they come because of curiosity, or they're drawn, whatever reason, their karmas draw them to you as a consultation. So, you know, because of that emphasis sometimes on fortune telling or predictions, I know that Ghanshyam, like, even, you know, reading some of his writings on the website, he talks about how Jyotish, the greatest tool, is for self-understanding, understanding your life purpose, understanding the direction you're heading, and the probable future. Because we know that destinies, you know, they, to some extent they are fixed, but to some extent they are malleable as well. So I'm wondering, based on your experience as a practitioner, you know, how do you see these tools as, you know, fortune telling versus self-understanding, and how do you use them best, you know, for your dharma in helping humanity?
Yeah, oh, Joey, that's what Ghanshyam brought in here in Canada in his heart, in his suitcase. The idea that palmistry is not just prediction. And for sure, people have a bad press when they think of a palmist, but it's so deep. For me, it's the best science with astrology that you can really understand somebody and make them self-empowerment, give them the tool, not just to predict, but we can do forecasts. That's what I love also. It's like you can see, hey, your line of destiny will stop. Let's say the person comes 20 years old, and you have this wonderful headline right in the middle, but that line of destiny stop at the head. What is he doing at 20 years old to have that, let's say, at 35? So you don't want to predict to him, oh, well, at 35, you lose your job, good luck, and you have no other line after. Instead, you want to do a forecast. You want to say, okay, what's happening? Are you opinionated? Are you too judgmental? Are you thinking you're so smart? But then maybe your boss will not like it. Or maybe at one point you'll be so lost. So what is your real desire? So all of that we can see in the hand with the chart. So for me, it's like, whoa, but like you said, it's not known yet. And that's why, like, when people come to see us, we created our school, but not just because you see only 1% want to study, but everybody need to change. Everybody is looking for something. Everybody is longing, either they know it or not, to find their soul, to find God. But hey, here is the tool. So we created like our challenge. I love them. And they're so neat. And that's for everyone. Everyone can learn about themselves and do the test. It's like 3 months challenge about the heartline, how you feel, your headline, how you think, or your lifeline, how do you feel in your body? Not just, hey, how long I'm going to live? Oh no, how long you're going to have to become kind and generous and courteous and good person, you know? That's what we should be asking. So it's just so neat because it's like such a tool of self-empowerment. Like you said, it's not, the destiny is not just carved and we have to follow it. We can change it. And I did. Ghanshyam told me I had 17, I think, defect. 17, that's a lot. I still have some, guaranteed. And I have my first print like you know, with all the lines written on it. And oh my goodness. And when he told me that, I just went, I need to change. I cannot continue like this. And that was my goal. Okay, Guylaine, you want to be happy, you want to be strong, let's work on it. It's a workout. Like doing meditation, it's a workout. You cannot just say, oh yeah, I have my guru, it's wonderful. Oh yeah, but do your meditation, do your exercise morning and night. Or, you know, even if you skip, that's okay, but come back to it. And these days, Joey, with all the planet in that's heavy, it's tough, it's demanding, it's Capricorn, hard work. But with a good Saturn there, it's like the intention, whatever we're putting in the seed for our good karma, it will have an effect in a couple of years from now, guarantee. The world need that, it need the peace, it need that strength. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I'll stop.
Oh no, that's amazing. Thank you so much for answering that question. Now, I have another question along that train of thought, but I kind of want to maybe park it for a second, and because you talked a little bit about the Birla Vedic Center in Chénéville, and I know as of the date of recording this video, we're currently, you know, in COVID lockdown. You know, hopefully sometime in the near future, you know, people will be able to visit if they're interested. But I'd like you to maybe talk a little bit more about the services that you are currently offering in COVID, you know, during the lockdown. So if people are interested, they can kind of find out more. I know you do educational programs, you do consultations. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So for sure, people know us as the consultant in Vedic Palmistry and astrology. So that's we do. But what we do also, and like I said, is making people responsible, making them, okay, you want to have the best wife, well, be the best guy. Now, but if your heartline go down, how come? What to do? So then we suggest to them, work on yourself. It's like, for me, that's such a wonderful job. I mean, all lifelong, we have to work on us. So why not take a little challenge? It's only 3 months. It takes 3 months to change a line or change an attitude. 3 months only. It's the beginning. So it's not very demanding in a lifetime to take a little 3 months of your time, but focus on it. Dedicate yourself. Put your heart and head together. Many times we're not in coherence. That's the problem. Our heart said yes. The mind said, oh no, I have no time. Oh, I like this guy, but oh no, he's too short. I mean, what are we going to do? So it's like almost, so this is program we do to make people aware of themselves. And it's so neat. I have people from either they're politician, or I have an ambassador, or I have a wife at home. Everybody, every kind of field of work, they come to us. And but then they love that idea of self-empowerment. Okay, self-discipline. All right, just tell me, you know, that's what I will love, that when people come and said, you know what, tell me what line I should change, not what's in my future, because we make our own future. So a little girl, if she come to me and said, where is my boyfriend, but she have 20 lines of union, what I'm going to say, which one do you want? Or Or why, but my question is, but why it's like that? Why is she nervous? Is she anxious? Is she playing? Why? So that why, when we understand, hey, you have a tool for the why. So get going, be strong. And for me, it's like, hey, do the challenge. And many times what happened, if let's say a person start with the heart, then of course they want to do the head and they want to do the life. So you know what? It's only 9 months and then we get born. That's all we're asking to people. Do a little workout on yourself. Don't go to a surgeon who's going to fix you up. We're not fixer. We're helping you. We're giving you the tool so that you can grow. And Ojoe, like you did, you see, it took time, but you never forgot what Ghanshyam told you, never. It's like that seed went right in. Of course, you have a beautiful Jupiter in Pisces in your 8th house. You're born for the 8th house. So you're at the perfect place to do what you're doing and bring people like Paramahansa, Jupiter in Pisces. You're very lucky. You're like your guru. Yeah, our guru. So, yep. That's neat, huh?
That's nice. So you guys offer not only consultations, but you really do like coaching in terms of
Yep.
self-development and growth.
Absolutely.
So that you're optimizing that karmic potential in your life and bringing it forward.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And if people want to do it in their own, if they want to be with us in that coaching, we help them also on a personal level. So it's so neat. So instead of always feeling, let's say, sad about the past, because many times we're either in the past or we're in the future. And so we're sad about the past and we worry about the future. So it's like, now let's stop that just for a minute. Let's have a pause of where I am now, what's my potential, what I'm facing, and let's work towards it. And we're together with that. And the hand is the best tool. It's 24/7. It's with us. We cannot hide it.
That's true. You can't run away from it.
No, you cannot go away from yourself. Impossible. Because when we die, that's what we bring with us. We bring our consciousness, and we want to make sure it's pure. We did our best, you know. Like we had the chance to meet Mother Teresa in India, and oh my goodness, because Ghanshyam brought us to India. We went to visit Paramahansa's house in Calcutta. That was so neat, and met Mother Teresa. And oh my goodness, I wanted to have her print because we're like crazy, passionate people, you know, wherever we go, we have our kit. Right. But it was so many people, and she just went like that and said, what do you want to see in my old hand? And oh my goodness. And I wish I took my photograph picture, but they're in my mind. I remember them. And so dedicated, so intense, so passionate, so loving. And you go, wow, a real saint. And she was. So, but why? Because she was at the service. And Paramahansa said that, our guru, he said, when we close our eyes, we should only think of God. But when we open our eyes, we should be at the service of people. And for me, I go, wow, that's it. You know, it's like, we'll be in a good world, huh? If everybody can be Kriyaban. Well,
wow, I'm I'm having a moment here. So if I want to study palmistry, do you offer workshops, programs, like any type of structured teaching?
Oh yeah, it's online. You can check our courses there, English and French, and this challenge and the services. It's very easy now. I know we have COVID, but somehow we were lucky, maybe again inspired by so many good influence, that our service are online. So people easily can just click, go and check our Birla site, the Birla College, Birla.ca, and just fall in love like we did, I did, and you did. So it's almost like, and why? Because it gives you the tool, it gives you the knowledge about who you are. And for me, we're always looking for that. Even through a partner, we want that the person understand us. But here it is, our own hand. We need to understand them. And then this is the best tool.
That's wonderful. What I'll do is, in the link description below, I will put the link to the
Yeah, so people can really have fun. And if not, hey, they can enjoy my little book, The Happy Palmist.
You know,
I was so lucky again because I got the help of a great writer, Steve Irwin, and he's a bestseller, New York bestseller author. And he helped me to write the book. And it's a real adventure. And many people, when they read it, they go, Guylaine, I feel the same. I feel that it's part of my life too, because we all are searching. And that search. And yeah, so it's a fun book to read.
you know, I was just going to say it's a very pleasant read.
Mhm.
You know, some of the stories in there I really, really enjoyed, and I would encourage people to check it out as well, because you know, it's a lot of fun to see your journey and, you know, what
Mhm.
led you to where you are today. I think, you know, the other question, if you'll also indulge me for a moment,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
because I feel, you know, after reading, especially the earlier chapters of your book, I feel very connected, like in terms of, you know, similar path,
Mhm.
French Canadian family, French Catholic background, growing up in a rural area in Quebec, and, you know, going on this journey of not, you know, of wanting something deeper and not being satisfied, and you know, eventually getting connected to, you know, my first, you know, when I moved to Ontario for my education, I became, quote unquote, adopted by a few Indian families, that, you know, just took me into their home and they would feed me. And, you know, the culture, it was very different than what, you know, I would expect in a suburban place in Ontario, because, you know, it can get very cold at times. But, you know, I identified with this Indian culture because in you know, in Quebec, at least in the rural areas, people drop in on one another and there's food, and, you know, the guest is God, you know, that
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
it's very much a part of the Quebec culture as well. And so I resonated with that. And then, you know, I started learning about, I always wanted to know about meditation. And then, you know, finally I was introduced to this book, The Autobiography of a Yogi.
Yeah.
And I knew there's truth in this book. You know, I have to learn more. And then, you know, I became connected to Yogananda, and, you know, and sort of the rest is history. This isn't about me.
Mhm.
But the parallel that I see
Yeah.
with you, and I'm just wondering if you could maybe talk a little bit about the importance of your, you know, not only the studies in palmistry, but the importance of your spiritual journey and your spiritual unfoldment, and how that has contributed to your growth as a palmist, because I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's something very
so much,
important that
so
people need.
much. Because like just a little background, like I'm French Canadian. So when I came to see Ghanshyam, I didn't know one word in English. And I was perfectly French. And translator was always there to help me understand what he said. But then when he told me study palmistry in English, I was like, oh my God. And I did. And but the book, thank God, I got autobiography in French. And that to me was amazing. But then I learned, and I did my meditation. And then Parmansa's group came to Toronto, and Ghanshyam told me, you're ready for your Kriya. And I went, are you sure? And oh yeah, here we go in the car. And I got my Kriya in Toronto. That's so wonderful. And then not long after that, we did a show in Toronto, and Ghanshyam said, well, you're ready to do a consultation. I said, are you crazy? I don't even really speak English that well. He said, yes, do it. And poor guy, I read his left hand, and he was right-handed. I read the wrong hand, but that's okay. He came back. He was nice. And but for me, if I didn't have Kriya, if I didn't have Paramahansa and my spiritual discipline, it will be hard, because sometimes the case of people are very, very difficult, very demanding, very heartbroken. And when you do your meditation, it keeps you in your spine, keep you in your heart. So you don't take yourself too seriously. You don't think you're the, whoever. You're humble, you learn to be, and you want to connect with God and God in the person. So you feel like you want to be just an instrument. So for me, it goes together. Like palmistry and astrology goes together. My work and my spiritual development goes together. I cannot not do one without the other. It's impossible. It's like not brushing your teeth in the morning. How can we do that? and kiss everybody. So Paramahansa has to be first. He's there, and that's the joy. And what I love here, all my team, we're all Kriyaban. So this place is really a continuation of Paramahansa to try to bring people to an understanding that it's more than this life. It's more than this. And at this time of COVID, we were even more, we thought we will have a break, forget it. We were even more busy because people need help, they need understanding, or they need hope. And for me, the spiritual life gives hope. And because the rest is just a duality, let's go to our third eyes, where everything is united. And I see in the hand, when we have line of wisdom, people are interested in that. They want that. They need that. So always a difference between what we like and what we need. And when we found it, hey, this is the gift, Yeah. So I love my spiritual journey. It's part of me now. No choice. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And living with Ghanshyam, it's such a pleasure. I feel we're living with a saint almost, He will not say that. He's very humble.
Yeah, no, I can definitely vouch for what you're saying about Ghanshyam, at least my limited experience. Of course, you've had many years with him, but there's definitely something about his personality when you first meet him. This guy's a little bit different from the others.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just like a beacon of light and positive energy,
Totally. You describe him perfectly. We call him a big heart on two legs.
Heart on two legs. Well, I love that. Guylaine, you have such a beautiful, positive energy, and I wish you all the continued success. And I hope people, who view this video, who are interested, will check you guys out. Mm-hmm. And I will definitely make a point of, in the post-COVID world, going and spending a little bit more time with you guys, and learning a little bit more about myself through the palm. I've been studying Jyotish for some time now, but it just seems like this is another tool that we can use to access that.
Totally. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Joey, and enjoy learning. Yeah, you will love to have, even if you have just the base of palmistry, like the intro, and then you will add that to your consultation. People love that. Like we know, and imagine if we know now, I can change my lines. What a blessing. Whoa. So let's change it all together. 2021, how about that?
Wonderful. I love it. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joey.
God bless.
God bless. And have a great day. And we'll see you soon.
Yes, absolutely. And thanks everyone for tuning in.